Hi, I'm Kalyn, your personal abundance coach. I'm also co-founder of the Golden Flow system of accelerated well-being and abundance. Abundance to me means that in my life, I like to get in the flow every day, and I use the Golden Flow system to do so. I have 3 businesses, a great marriage, a great child. Many things are in the flow, and the most important thing is overall, I'm pretty happy. I wake up and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to look outside and see life, be in my home. There's just so many things that I'm enjoying my life. And to me, that's what the richness of life is all about. So it's all good. Today, in this video, I want to talk to you about the missing piece in law of attraction so that you can get to the place where you're experiencing everything you want to experience and you're waking up after having been coached by your personal abundance coach. And whether it's with your business or personally, you're waking up and you're jazzed, you're excited about things, you're happy to be here because there is nothing better than that. So let's find out what we can do to make law of attraction bring you the richness in life. That richness, of course, being money or whatever else you want to experience. So first thing that I want to talk about is one of the places where people have the greatest difficulty with law of attraction is that they have all sorts of positive thoughts, and more recently they try to really have positive feelings, and those start to work because you can't really reach for a positive thought or positive feeling unless you're starting to approach that energy. But for example, as a jewelry artist, several years ago, I was in a gallery in a little town called Madrid, not Madrid, Madrid in New Mexico. And the gallery owner was really trying to think positive to the point where he'd almost like walk around going, I'm going to have a positive thought. I'm going to think positively about my gallery. I want good things to happen, that kind of thing. But you can imagine that that didn't work. Part of the reason it didn't work is you can get a feel or a sense, energetic sense, of the constraining energy that's going on when you're kind of going, you can almost see him like trying to push his brain to have a positive thought. And the problem with that is that the universe is much wiser than whatever words you get out. So maybe he would say something like, this gallery is going to be a success. But since he didn't really mean it, and since the energy wasn't really there for it, and the energy was more of a force or, something uncomfortable, law of attraction responds to the energy that you're really putting out. It responds to your true meaning, or more importantly, to who it is that you truly are. And I call that the law of self. The law of self basically says that who you are authentically, or who you're not being, is really what life is going to be a great deal about. In other words, when you tune into who you really are and you live according to yourself, then everything changes. When you live according to yourself, you do things that are genuine to you. You live according to your priorities, according to your desires, according to the things that really bring value and meaning into your life. And at that point, of course, you're on your way to the richness in life. And the thing is, when you're living according to self, under the law of self, law of attraction comes along and uses everything that you authentically are and makes a huge amount of wonderful things in your life. You can imagine that if you're trying to have a positive thought, but you're masking all sorts of other real feelings, worries, concerns, that's quite a bit. And law of attraction can only respond a little bit to the positive thought where it's got all these other things within you that it's really responding to. So let's look at that in a little more of an example that I'm hoping everyone can relate to help you get a real good sense of this. One show that I love watching is Big Bang Theory. One of my favorite characters, although I think they're all really cool and really awesome, but one of my favorite characters is Sheldon because he's so transparent about who he is, kind of thing, so that he doesn't feign interest. In a way, he's very authentic to himself because, he'll tell you that he just doesn't care. Someone says, don't you want to hear about my problem? He goes, no, that'll bore me, that kind of thing. So Sheldon's a really good example because you get a real good sense of his personality, of who he authentically is, kind of thing. And the idea, of course, in the show Big Bang Theory is that he's a genius and that therefore his emotional quotient is pretty low. So he's more of a mental person, a mental body kind of thing, instead of being a little more on the human side of being emotional, having more connection and more heart. No matter what Sheldon might think or even feel, you can get a sense that he's always going to be attracting the same kind of experiences. Because law of attraction works with the law of self, and who Sheldon is who Sheldon is. So even when Sheldon's trying to be nice, someone says to him, or if his mother, for example, taught him that if someone's having difficulties, you should offer them a warm beverage like tea. So in some episodes, he'll offer someone a warm beverage like tea, but then he sort of tells them to drink it up and get on out because he's really bored with them and he's just trying to adhere to the conventional way to be polite. But even when he's trying to be polite, his true personality comes out, that true self. Because who yourself is really what law of attraction is going to respond to, and that's what law of attraction is going to use to attract your experience. So, the missing piece in using the law of attraction to bring you everything that you desire in your life has nothing to do with trying to think or feel the way you think you're supposed to feel, and it has everything to do with looking at yourself. When you look at yourself, you can see whether or not you're authentic. For example, Sheldon authentically doesn't care how you feel. That's just the way he is. And the thing is, when you're true to yourself, law of attraction is going to be true to you as well. When you're honest with yourself, law of attraction is going to be honest with you. When you're honoring yourself and you're living by the law of self, what's important to you, what's right for you, not what's right in society, but what's right for you, then you tend to put yourself in a position in which, number one, you benefit people around you, and number two, law of attraction then brings you all sorts of wonderful things. To explain a little more about why that is, I want to talk a little about your authentic self. When you're living by the law of self, you're more authentic. Authentically, you're more connected to your divinity, your God, whatever you like to call it, but more specifically, you're more connected to the higher vibrations that you and what I like to call your source energy authentically are. In other words, when you're being more authentic, you're more yourself, and yourself is far more the energies of love, of acceptance, approval, abundance, health, wealth, happiness, creativity, joy, success. The list goes on, but it's all higher vibrating energies. In other words, who looks at themselves and authentically says, I'm hate. I'm authentically hate. I just hate everything. Really, no one does, because at some level we're all connected, and at some level we all really come from love. Therefore, we all come from higher vibrating energies, and we are all authentically far more of the higher vibrating energies than the lower ones. So when you look at that, you start to recognize that the more you can be yourself and be who you authentically are, be honest with yourself and be who you authentically are, because a lot of people get stuck trying to be who they think they're supposed to authentically be, as opposed to just allowing themselves to be who they authentically are. When you can do that, just really be authentic, you bring in that missing piece for the law of attraction. At that point, the law of attraction can really see you and the energies that you really are, because you're no longer masking them. You're not putting in front of you all these ideas about who you should be, or trying to take this job or date this right person or be in this club, or whatever it is that is inauthentic to you. The thing is, we're all unique and we're all different. And so what is going to fulfill you and stir your soul and make your heart sing is different than what's going to work for me, which is different than what's going to work for someone else. So one of the things that's required here is an ability to really be honest with yourself, to really tune into yourself and know who you are and what you're all about. And therein lies that missing piece to the law of attraction. Because believe me, the law of attraction is just waiting to bring you all the wonderful things that match the energy that is who you really are, who you authentically are, all those higher vibrating energies. It's all here for you, waiting for you. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but the days when you are so tired that you just let go and you kick back and you're like, I'm just going to let it all hang out. I'm just too tired for this. I don't care anymore. Those tend to be some of the best days. Not because you have a I don't care attitude, but because at that point you authentically let go. You authentically, in a way, stopped caring, but really you let go. So I love using the Golden Flow system to help me be who I authentically am. I've also seen it help so many other people too. It helps us get right to that authentic piece or part, and it also helps us put ourselves in a position so that law of attraction effortlessly brings what we prefer. Law of attraction effortlessly helps you attract the experiences that you want. And there's nothing better than having things line up for you. There's nothing better than going, oh, I forgot to buy toilet paper at Walmart yesterday. And then on the way home from the grocery store today, manifesting a little garage sale where they're selling toilet paper. And that's what happened to me today. And it was less expensive. It was fantastic. Even the little things can really make your day. But the point is, you want to bring in that missing piece. And the best way that I've seen to bring in that missing piece is to not try. It's to get in the flow, let go, and just have it all work out. So if you'd like to learn more about getting in the flow, which is a very simple, easy 3-step process in which we welcome whatever we're experiencing, we allow it, embrace it, let it be here, step 2, and step 3, let it flow, let it go. Then you'll find that you can get in the flow of anything that you prefer, anything you desire, or anything that you authentically are. And when you do get in the flow, you let go of all the other things without trying. You just get in the flow and life gets so much sweeter, and that missing piece just comes right shining through. Then law of attraction is one of your best friends. Again, I'm Kalyn, your abundance coach. Thank you so much for joining me in the video. Please look below for links, for example, to the Golden Flow system, or I'm starting to get ready to create a workshop for you so that you can get in the flow and really work on letting law of attraction effortlessly help you live the life you want. So look below for the links, that way I can update when I've got that workshop for you and have you sign up so that you can get it right at your computer, since things don't come to your door anymore, not so much. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are having a great day in the flow.